This is Share the Vision, presented by the Resource Center, a discussion of the programs and services of the Resource Center and about issues related to individuals with disabilities. Today, we triumphantly promote the 23rd annual Laurel Run. We have come here to the North Main Street Quick Fill just outside Jamestown to speak first with Steve Watterson, Community Relations Director at the Resource Center and one of the principal organizers of Laurel Run. Steve, congratulations on year 23.
Yeah, we're very excited. Just thinking the other day that 10 days from now, Laurel Run will be over one way or the other. It's going to come together. So we still have a lot of work to do, but the pieces are falling into place.
Well, what are the dates for Laurel Run this year?
We'll do our traditional Jamestown to Dunkirk relay run on Friday, July 19th, and then all of the main events take place in Silver Creek the next day, Saturday, July 20th.
Wayne and Elaine Hotelling, parents of Laurel, for whom this run is named, are here with us at Quick Fill. They will be on the air in just a few minutes. Please stay tuned for that. Bryan Samuelson is here as well. However, we have a great representation of folks from Quick Fill who have joined us from various locations, and we need to tell the audience why Quick Fill is important to this event.
Well, this is the 17th straight year that United Refining has supported the Laurel Run Walk, and again this year, Quick Fill locations in Chautauqua and Erie County, New York, and in Warren County, Pennsylvania, are selling paper cards that say, I support Laurel Run, and for $1 or whatever people care to donate, they can write their name on the card, and the managers of the Quick Fill stores will post them in the store so people can come by and see all of the names that are proudly supporting Laurel Run. We're very grateful to the store managers. We have several of them here today, and they can talk a little bit about how things are going at their stores.
And some of those cards or tickets are on the wall here at the North Main Street Quick Fill as well, with this year's logo on them, and we'll talk all about that in just a moment. I will tell the audience, too, that we are recording this on the 9th of July, and I dropped the veil because the 9th of July, Tuesday the 9th of July, has already been a very important day for Laurel Run for another reason, all of which, radio listeners, you'll just have to wait for, because right now it's time to meet the folks from Quick Fill. Hello.
Hello.
What is your name?
Bethany Baker.
And Bethany, what is your Quick Fill location?
It is in Irving, New York.
And you're a manager there?
Yes, I am.
Now, thank you for coming all the way down from Irving just to be a part of the picture and the radio show today.
Glad to be a part of it.
How do you feel about selling these coupons, these tickets to support Laurel Run?
Very well. I actually buy $1 myself every single day, and we got a change jar that collects lots and lots of money for it.
And the customers are responsive?
Absolutely.
How's the summer been so far at Quick Fill up in Irving?
Very, very busy. We get a lot of traffic.
I'm just curious, among all the managers, any hot items, anything that's really surprising you because it's taking off this year? I mean, you're all good judges of consumer sentiment.
Yes.
Any particular items?
Beer. Honestly, in Irving. That's the big one. That lottery tickets.
Thank you very much. Nice to have you here, Bethany. Hello.
Hello.
What is your name, please?
My name is Corinne Delkamp.
Corinne, which of the Quick Fill locations are you from?
I have the Fredonia store.
Well, how's things at Fredonia right now?
Very good, very good. Been busy.
Talk to me about the response in the Fredonia area. I would bet that the hotellings are known to the people in Fredonia, northern Chautauqua County, as
Yes,
Silver
they
Creek
are.
is their home.
Very well. We're doing pretty good so far. I'd like to see a lot more response from the public for it, though, and it's a very good cause. So come down to the Quick Fill and donate.
How are they sold? Right at the cash register?
Yes, they are.
Just ask people if they would like to support
Yep,
Laurel
and we
Run.
also have a jar on our counter for people to throw in their spare change.
Have you seen anything particularly hot on the market up in Fredonia for the summer yet?
We just had the 4th of July celebration down in Dunkirk, so we sold a lot of beverage, chips, and stuff like that inside. It was a very good weekend.
Have a good rest of the summer. Hello.
Hi,
What is your name?
Kimberly Webb. I'm the manager of North Main Street Travel Center.
I was just going to say, this is your Quick Fill, but really
Yes.
travel center is the right way to put it.
Yep.
Because you do a little bit of everything here.
We do. We sell diesel fuel. We also have a food service department, beverages, beer, snacks. We've got a large selection.
And a lot of people coming through the door here, even as we record this radio show today, and hopefully they will help support Laurel Run.
Oh, absolutely. We've been having a great response from the public. All of our cashiers ask for donations every sale that we make, and we get a good response from our customers.
And it's important for you, as part of Quick Fill, to do this sort of thing, to support community events like Laurel Run.
Oh, absolutely. I have been with the company for a little over 9 years, and every year I've been part of the Laurel Run campaign, and actually had the pleasure of meeting Laurel on occasion, and I think it's a very worthy cause.
Aside from the asphalt outside as we record this program, what's hot here at the North Main Street service area?
Well, our food service department, we make subs, we make sandwiches, we have pizza, wings, salads. We're also, selling the beer, a lot of beer we have good deals on, so come on down and check us out.
And I flubbed the language a little bit there, but I know what I'm supposed to say, North Main Street Travel Center.
That is correct, yes.
Passed the test finally.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Kim, hello.
Hello.
What is your name, please?
Melissa Farding.
And Melissa, which of the Quickfill locations are you from?
The Foot Avenue store in Jamestown.
And how's the summer been so far at Foot Avenue?
Very busy.
And you two are offering people the opportunity to support Laurel Run. What is their response to it?
Very good. People like to donate. We advertise it as donating for the Resource Center, which is a very just cause. They help out a lot of people.
You were saying, as we were getting the recording underway here today, that you have some close connection to the Resource Center, and I wanted to give you an opportunity to speak that to our listeners today.
Yes, I have 2 children that are handicapped, one of which attends the Resource Center. She's attended there and been connecting with that for a good many years. She's 27 now. She started working for the Resource Center in their workshop at 18, and we've had help with her through them for a lot of years. They've done a lot to help us.
And you know directly, then, the value of the Resource Center to a family.
Yes.
It's been very valuable to you.
Yes, they help out a lot. Their services, they've got Amanda Jobs. They have workers that come out with her once a week to help give her something to do to be a productive member of society. What's
been exciting at your Quickfill Foot Avenue this summer, aside from gasoline and I guess beer?
That's about it. Gas is the big seller at our store. We're little inside. We do a lot of coffee sales, beer sales, pop sales, but we're more of a little store pass through Jamestown to PA store.
Well, thank you very much, Melissa, for talking to me today, and enjoy the rest of the summer.
Yes, you too.
One other representative from Quickfill's various locations joins us now. Hello.
Hello.
I can see by your tag it's Stephanie.
Yes, Stephanie Caprino.
And Stephanie, from which of the locations do you come?
Frewsburg, New York.
And how are things in Frewsburg?
They're wonderful.
How do you feel about offering people the opportunity to support Laurel Run at your store?
We love it. We don't have a problem with doing it at all. We like to help society and help other people benefit their lives.
People who come through to buy one thing or another are supportive? You've had good response?
Yes. Our customers are very competitive, and that's one way that we can drive up our
results?
Yes.
Your customers are competitive. Now, explain that to me. There must be, there are regulars then? That's
yes.
what you're talking about?
We do a competition between employees. Whoever can get the most donations gets a prize by the end of the...
So somebody who's behind a little bit might be more inclined to kind of promote themselves to get ahead of the next person or the
Correct.
Other. Correct. Do you get involved directly in this competition too, or not?
Yep. Whenever I'm on register, I make sure to ask.
And how are you doing, or shouldn't I ask, in the competition?
We're doing okay. I'm doing all right.
Well, thank you. It must feel good to be able to have customers that you know and relate to and have this kind of friendly competition among your staff members.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We are here at the North Main Street Quickfill Travel Center today, and we have just spent a few minutes interviewing various managers from Quickfills around this region so that if they need to get back to their stores, I guess is the right term, they can do so. I mentioned earlier that we were talking on the 9th of July, a very important day for Laurel Run. We are recording this in early afternoon to tell everything about ourselves here today. But Steve Watterson, what happened related to Laurel Run earlier today?
Well, this morning we had our 13th annual Laurel Run Walk newspaper sale. And the Observer newspaper in Dunkirk publishes, it's their regular paper, but they do a 4-page wrap around that includes information and photographs about the Laurel Run Walk. And then we have volunteers who go out and sell them in downtown Dunkirk and Fredonia and Silver Creek, and then at Tim Hortons locations in those communities, as well as Cassadaga and Gowanda. And we had folks in Forestville, and it's always a very successful event. We were blessed with great weather today and enthusiastic, generous people who donated a lot of money. We had one gentleman give us a $100 bill and didn't want any change. So we thank everyone who made that possible. We thank all the volunteers and, of course, express our gratitude to the Observer for doing this again for the 13th straight year.
Did he take 100 papers?
He did not. He said, keep the papers. I almost had the impression he wasn't from the area because he didn't seem to know what Laurel Run or the Resource Center was about, but I guess he was impressed by the cause that we support and decided to make a considerable contribution. So we're very grateful.
Before Wayne and Elaine and Brian get on here, let's go to one of those points. We'll presume our listeners have some sense of what the Resource Center is all about, but the specific details on this year's Laurel Run, if you would, Mr. Watterson, in terms of encouraging people to participate in a variety of ways. What could our listeners do, aside from going to a quick fill, to help be a part of and support Laurel Run?
That's right. And then Quickfill is selling these paper support cards through July 21st. If we hadn't mentioned that already, I kind of got lost when you were interviewing the managers. But as we mentioned before, the Laurel Run Walk will take place on July 19th and 20th. So Friday the 19th, we'll have a free kickoff celebration at our facility, 75 Jones and Gifford Avenue in Jamestown. That'll be from 8 to 8:30, and then we'll serve people breakfast. We'll hear from some local elected officials, and then we will go outside as a group, and the first set of relay runners will take off, and we are fortunate to have representatives from about 10 or 12 area school districts who take part to run legs of the relay every year, and we make our way slowly but surely up to Dunkirk, and we get there, 1:15 or so when the final group of runners arrives, and we have a victory celebration that the city of Dunkirk puts on from noon to 2. So again, if you're in the North County, you're going to be there on Friday, July 19th, stop by Washington Park and join us for the victory celebration. And then the following day in Silver Creek, we have a number of running and walking events. There's a 1 kilometer fun walk, a 5K fitness walk, an 8-kilometer run, and some children's fun runs, and Laurel's Lap, which is kind of the signature event, which is for anybody with a disability to take a lap around the track in downtown Silver Creek. And those events all start at 8:30. To register for the 1K walk, the 5K walk, or the 8K walk is $20 until this coming Tuesday or Wednesday, and then it goes up by $5. So register now, but you can also register the day of the event if you're one of those late bloomers who wants to wait to the last minute. But we have fun going on in the park all day long. We're going to give people some food. They're going to get a fantastic Laurel Run T-shirt with this year's logo on it. They're going to get a goodie bag. And as we've been doing for the last several years, everyone who crosses the finish line is going to get a ceramic medal that was made by people with disabilities in one of our rehabilitation programs. And that's really is a keepsake and I think one of the main reasons that people come out to support this event.
I want to make sure that the audience knows, too, as I did earlier today, a very descriptive website, laurel-run.com. Get full information, or you can call Steve Watterson at the Resource Center if you don't happen to get internet access, or you just want to talk to Steve directly. Absolutely. You'd be happy to help people sign up. The funds that are raised from Laurel Run, and I'm looking at the wrap around the Observer that was sold earlier today, proceeds benefit work-related projects for adults with disabilities at the Resource Center. You want to translate that or expand upon it a little bit, Steve, in terms of specifically how these funds benefit persons with disabilities?
In a couple of ways. They do go to enhance employment and work training opportunities for adults with disabilities. So that I know that last year some of the money was used to buy some training materials to help people who want to go out and find jobs in the community, help them learn some skills for some common jobs that they might encounter, give them some training, get a little proficiency, and then find out what people are good at and what they would like to do. And that program's been going very well. The monies are also used to enhance and support our disability awareness efforts. Part of the whole mission behind the Laurel Memorial Run Walk is to celebrate the potential that exists within people with disabilities and kind of emphasize the point that people with disabilities can accomplish a lot of great things. They just need to be given the chance to prove themselves. And Laurel herself proved that over her lifetime, and so many dozens of others and hundreds of other people at the Resource Center as well. And we just want to get that message out.
As you suggest, this run is named for a real person, Laurel Hotelling. She is no longer with us, but she is an extraordinary representative of what persons with disabilities can accomplish thanks in part to her parents, Wayne and Elaine, who are with me now on Share the Vision. Hello, Wayne.
Hello. How you doing, Dennis?
Well, it's like a reunion to come here to Quickfill, where we've done this show a number of times before, and to see you and Elaine and Bryan and Steve and get back in the swing of Laurel Run.
Well, as they mentioned earlier, 17 years ago, Quickfill became one of our major sponsors, and they're still with us today, and we're very thankful for that. But one of the things that Elaine and Laurel and I did that first year, we took Laurel and we went into Pennsylvania in Warren County, and we bought us a little sneaker that was there, and we had Laurel take a picture with the manager and so forth, and we did the same thing throughout Chautauqua County and the same thing in Erie County. So I think it was something that helped to cement the relationship, the personal touch with Laurel meeting with everyone like that. And it gave them an opportunity to see an individual who had disabilities, who was out and about and very happy and very dedicated to her job. And she was very happy to be Grand Marshal for Laurel Run, and we have a new one, and you can talk with him about that later.
I'm going to, and I've been queued up for that, so hold on. Astute listeners will figure out who that is already. It's not Steve Watterson, so you'll figure that out in just a few minutes here. But, Wayne, to encapsulate, and this is perfectly unfair, to encapsulate the life and the influence of your daughter in a sentence or two in terms of how she lived despite having Down syndrome and what she accomplished in her life and for this agency.
In 2 sentences.
Well, 3 or 4 if you want.
Well, when we first found out that Laurel had Down syndrome, it was something that was kind of devastating, and the early years were very hard, but thanks primarily to Elaine, who was at home all the time, it was something that we decided we wanted to do, and we wanted to keep her there. We were given information that we should probably for ourselves and Laurel put her in an institution, which we did not do. But thanks to our other 3 children who came along afterwards, Laurel grew with them. She did learn to walk and talk, which we didn't think would take place, but to see what she became and what happened was amazing, and I can honestly just conclude it by saying there's no other person that I've ever met anywhere who has influenced my life more, and I think made me a much better person than I would have been without her. And she's missed, but her spirit's with us, and it'll be with us at Laurel Run.
Your wife Elaine is right around the other side here. Hello, Elaine. Great to see you. A little bit about the personality of your late daughter and how that it was reflected through her life and her work and this run. What kind of person was Laurel Hotelling?
She was always smiling and always willing to help somebody else. In fact, she would go out of her way to help somebody else. And I wanted to add, I heard you ask Wayne the question about how he would sum up her life. I think that maybe her purpose in life was to show people that you could have a disability and still have abilities, and that you didn't have to be afraid of a person with a disability, because she was always out there meeting other people and putting her best side forward, and people were attracted to her, and I think that helped the whole cause of, because things have changed so in the last 50 years since she was born, that we don't have that the stigma that the people with disabilities used to have, and I think Laurel was a big part of that for our community.
Well, how honored you and your husband, your entire family must be that Laurel's life, her work, her picture have been so woven into the fabric of the Resource Center itself.
You've always heard the comment that it takes a village to raise a child. We heard somebody else turn that around one time and said sometimes it takes a child to raise a village. And we thought Laurel was that child for Silver Creek. And we've been very proud of her.
Well, and Elaine, a more practical matter for the moment. You and your husband and other members of the committee shoulder a lot of work in putting this event together for 23 years now, and its form has changed a little bit over the years, kind of settled in the past decade plus into this one day of a relay run and one day in Silver Creek. But there's a lot of muscle that goes into this every year.
Oh, there really is. And I'll tell you, if we didn't have the backing of the Resource Center in the things that they do to help us, we would never be able to do this. In fact, through the 54 years that Laurel was born, we really depended on the Resource Center for so much. They taught us how to help her, as well now as helping us with, to bring the spirit forward a little bit more.
Well, we should wait no longer in introducing the person who's going to actually play a key role in Laurel Run this year, because Bryan Samuelson joins us, and he has been selected as this year's Grand Marshal. Hi, Bryan.
Good morning. Good afternoon.
How are you?
Pretty good, thank you.
Now, this is not your first Laurel Run by any means. You've been a part of this since the beginning.
I've been in it since the Laurel Run when it first started.
And you knew Laurel well. He was a good friend of yours.
Very good. So, I'm glad to be the Grand Marshal this year in memory of her.
Well, and it's an excellent choice because you, too, have been very dedicated to this through your life. But, Bryan, explain to us what it means to be the Grand Marshal.
Well, being the Grand Marshal, it just shows the other residents, other people, what they should do to get involved in it.
Uh-huh.
And trying to get more people, more young kids to get involved in the walkathon. And more young people have, the better it is.
So you want kids and teenagers to get out and run or walk for Laurel?
Yes.
I bet you're a very effective salesperson in that regard, Bryan.
Well, I try to be. I've been doing it for a good many years, and I met Laurel and her mother down to the Resource Center on a book kickoff, and I've been in there ever since then.
Now, it also means as Grand Marshal that you'll actually be starting the events up there in Silver Creek?
Correct. I'll be the one that will be kicking off the whole shebang.
Now, how do you plan on doing this? Are you going to yell or pop a balloon, or how are people know when it's time to go?
Well, what I'd say is, after I get talking, after I go down, after I do that one section, and then people can follow me right behind me.
Okay. Well,
the gun will go off, and then Bryan will say go.
The gun will go off, and Bryan will say go. Well, I get a lot of pictures of that because it's going to be excellent. Still so much to say in just a few minutes remaining for Share the Vision today. But, Bryan, thank you very much. Bryan's very excited about this. Steve?
He is very excited. We were honored to make Bryan the Grand Marshal this year. And when Bryan says he wants some young people to get involved, not only in Laurel Run, but also on our committee, because we've got a bunch of gray-haired members of our community, and Bryan's worried that who's going to carry on that torch once none of us are around any longer.
Uh-huh. So the spirit of Laurel Run must go on.
Absolutely. We need to find somebody to carry on once we're not able to do so any longer.
Wayne, Elaine, Steve, it's logo time. Every year there's a new logo for Laurel Run. Which of the three of you wants to talk about this year's logo? Elaine does.
Well, Morgan Lewis is the name of the girl. She is a student in Silver Creek. Silver Creek has really done well through the logo contest. They have had someone that has won the contest, probably the majority over any other school. She is going to be a junior, I believe. I know she's taken a lot of advanced courses, so she already has some college credits under her belt.
The shirt is white. It says Laurel Memorial. Wayne is proudly modeling it for us right now, puffed his chest out a little bit there, with blue writing on it and then a red heart. The heart has wings. The heart and wings are being held by a pair of hands. It says Laurel Memorial, July 19th and 20th. Run and walk, the toughest race you'll love to run.
Yes, we figure the toughest race you'll love to run because you're doing it one day, probably 1 hour, maybe 2 hours.
Maybe
where some of the others are doing it every day of their lives.
In terms of the struggle that it might take for some to finish.
And the things they have to go through during their day to get their day's activities done.
Well, and the phrase is representative of the challenge of having a disability and living one's life independently anyway, and attempting to compete with a world where there may be people who are more able than you.
Very well said. I agree with you.
Well, and this is a shirt that comes to all the people who will participate.
Yes. Everyone will get one. They'll, in their goodie bag, they have a shirt, as well as their coupons for some of the different McDonald's and places like that. In the children's bags, they also have a gift that came from the paper factory. We have coupons from our local Tasty Freeze, so they can go down and get them. The local dentist gives out toothbrushes and toothpaste for all of the kids. So the kids' bags are really well stocked. And for the kids' runs, it's only $3 a person. If you have more than two children in the family, you can run. They can all run for $5, and each one will get the bag.
Steve Watterson, in the concluding moment here at the North Main Street Quick Fill Travel Center. Anything else that we should add about Laurel Run this year, or recapitulate for our audience to make sure that they know what's happening?
Events take place Friday, July 19th, where we'll have a kickoff breakfast from 8 to 8:30 at our Jones and Gifford Avenue building in Jamestown, and we'll have some relay runners that'll pass the flag up all the way till they get to Dunkirk, and we'll have a victory celebration from noon to 2 at Washington Park. And then on Saturday, July 20th, the main Laurel Run events in downtown Silver Creek, and those will get started about 8 o'clock. And with all of the events and the award ceremony, we're done by 11:30 noon. So it's people can come up and spend the morning, but they're not going to have to spend the whole day up there. So family-friendly events. We'll have some face painting and some prize drawings and free food for everybody, so it's great. The other thing, too, although we'd love to see a lot of people in Silver Creek that day from the Jamestown area, I'm also aware of the fact that it's a 45-minute drive, and that may be a little daunting for people, or they may have other plans that day. So we've made it possible for people to do a virtual Laurel Run or walk, and they can just decide that what they want to do. They can do a 5K walk if they want. They can do an 8K run. They can try to do a 30-mile run but spread it out over a number of days. They can swim laps. They can ride a bicycle, whatever they want, and just say that they're doing it in honor of people with disabilities. And if they want to make it official, they can go to our website, laurel-run.com, look for the sign-up and virtual Laurel Run section and do that. It's totally free to do it. If they want to make a donation or raise some money, if they can get a contribution of $30, we're going to give them this year's T-shirt, and we're going to give them one of the medals that are made by people with disabilities. So it'll be just like they're there taking part, but they're not taking part. And I signed up for my own virtual Laurel Run because I'm always volunteering in Silver Creek that day, and I can't do it. So I'm excited, and my dog and I we've pledged to run 50 miles before the month of July is over. So.
And you said it much better than I. Laurel-run.com is a much finer way to say the name of that website. With that, we will conclude this preview of the 23rd Laurel Run from the North Main Street Quick Fill Travel Center. Thank you all for sharing the vision today.
I apologize. I didn't realize you were. Can you